Well, good afternoon. A very warm welcome here to Zolder for the 6th round of the UCI World Cup Cyclo-cross. We're getting ready to bring you all the action today as we take a look here across one of the turns that will present some problems for the riders as they race over what is normally just about a 1 hour of racing. So the field are getting ready for this Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. Here are the standings. Wout van Aert is the leader with 370 points, to Kevin Pauwels in second place with 294, and Laurens Sweeck in third place. Very consistent Tom Heusden in fourth place with 257. See whether he can move up a little bit in the standings today. The crowd making their way across the track so they can get to the point that they want to get to enjoy the racing. It's a big field today. 66 riders will be taking to the race start. And here is the course. Just over 3 kilometers in length. We work our way along the start on tarmac in towards the pit area. Then we've got the twists and turns. The new steps that are now in here. Traditionally, we used to have the bridge across the motor race circuit. Now we twist back onto the tarmac, and we have the steps to help out, make the riders a little bit more tired. Lovely blue sky now. Cold, but great for the crowd to watch as we take a look here at the start list of the 66 riders who'll be riding here at Zolder. Led, of course, by the world champion Wout van Aert. As we look there, Mathieu van der Poel, the man who is definitely on form. He's won the last 3 rounds of this World Cup. Long and strong French contingent there with Steve Chanel. Philipp Walsleben for Germany. Really not seeing so much of him anymore. And Stephen Hyde of the United States of America, great performance by him last week. Kabusha McConnell of Canada, Ian Field of Great Britain there. Big Luxembourg team. Gusti Bausch, the rider wearing number 59 there. And the Italians. Clement Venturini of France wearing number 72, 5th in Zeven. Could do something today. Van Aert's on the start line, the European champion. Pretty warm today compared to the last few rounds. There is Mathieu van der Poel, all smiles from him. He won the Namur, Zeven, Valkenburg. Alongside him, his main adversary, Wout van Aert, the world champion. Behind him, Stephen Hyde of the United States of America, not getting a front row grid today. Kevin Pauwels wearing number 3. Pauwels 3rd overall in the World Cup last year, and he's 2nd overall so far. Laurens Sweeck, 3rd overall in the World Cup. Alongside him, Tom Heusden, 4th in the World Cup, and has finished 4th for the last 3 rounds. Michael van Turenhout, always there or thereabouts, was 3rd in Valkenburg. And the return of Lars van der Haar. Great to see him back. This is generally his course, but remember, he's been injured for the last few weeks. We don't expect big things of Lars van der Haar today. The winner in 2014. 2nd in the World Championships here. 3rd here last year. Van der Haar, if he was on form, he would be one of the race favourites for this race. Always has that style. There's Lars Boom, a previous winner as well. As they go out of the start, and Van der Haar doesn't look to be too injured now. Goes kicking out, doesn't worry at all about the start. He's always got a fast start, and he really has gone moving off that start line. Hitting the chicane right in the centre. It is Toon Aert, Wout van Aert, Lars van der Haar, Mathieu van der Poel, as they go round this first right-hander swooping turn to get themselves all into a line. And Lars van der Haar lost a lot of places there. Wout van Aert, Toon Aert, Laurens Sweeck up near the front. Also near the front there is David van der Poel, sitting third wheel. In on the wheels behind him is Gianni Vermeersch, who was fifth in Iowa. Already one bike change for a rider, but Wout van Aert going out of the start looking comfortable. And Mathieu van der Poel a long way back, sitting a couple of places back from Tom Heusden. But Wout van Aert looking good. I was talking to Wout just before the women's race, talking about last week, the trials and tribulations of Namur, where he crashed, went over the handlebars as well, hit the netting, and I asked him what was going on, whether it was just that he was on his limit. He said, no, I was just making mistakes all day. But he said the margin between him, he believes, and Mathieu is not that big. He said it's very, very tiny, and if he can just put everything together, then he will win. So the world champion leading this race, looking strong as they lengthen things out. Lars Boom getting a good start as well. But this race will settle down into a pattern, and I'm sure we're going to see a magnificent tussle between these riders. But if Wout can do what he did last week and not make any mistakes, then I don't think anyone can really touch him. But when he's under pressure, he makes some mistakes. Van der Poel, on the other hand, one Namur, one Zeven, one Valkenburg. He won Degum the other night, beating Wout again. And he looks to be right on top form. Great morale. Happy to sit a little bit further back here. Join me on Twitter if you'd like to. @AntMcCrossan is where you can join me. That's AntMCCROSSAN is where you can join me on Twitter. And having had a great start, Lars van der Haar has dropped away here. Let's just look at the congestion around this turn. A few people having to get off and run. Lars Boom is up there. Wout van Aert leads. Toon Aert just behind him. David van der Poel. Laurens Sweeck is up there. Kevin Powles, Lars Boom, Tom Heusden, Clement Venturini, Mathieu van der Poel goes through the picture. Not at the front yet. Lars Boom takes a little look around. I'm just looking to see where Lars van der Haar is. He's bound to be feeling the pressure on that leg. He's got to be careful. He's had such a good start. So thank you to all of you who have messaged me in, to Elisa Smith. Already you're on the beers, so that's good. Ben Lechty, Lars Boom, you're mentioning today. Ted Taylor, sit the baby in front of the TV, bound to nod off at some point. Cyclo-cross Hares, thanks for the messages. Coffee would be good at this time of day. I was up at 4 AM to make sure I was here in Zolder on time for today's coverage. So just taking a look at who is going through the picture. Just looking to see how far back Mathieu van der Poel is. He's quite a long way back here. And there is Wout van Aert. Toon Aert. Behind Toon Aert, wearing number 7. Making his way through now is Gianni Vermeersch, looking comfortable today. So these steep little climbs, the fast drop-offs, technically you've got to be very good, but you've also got to be extremely quick in Zolder. Laurens Sweeck having his best start for a little while too. But Gianni Vermeersch, wearing number 7, there he is in that orange and white coloured kit. He's having his best start for a long time. Wow, just trying to kick his way up that climb as high as he could. He's wearing gold shoes today, as you can see. Great to see Lars Boom back, isn't it? 2010, he was the winner here. He beat Niels Albert and Wellens. Oops, sitting there at the side of the track is Vincent Diaz of Luxembourg. He's obviously had a bit of a crash. Gianni Vermeersch looking comfortable. Laurens Sweeck just behind. Tom Musen having another good week. Lars Boom rode down in Spain a couple of weeks ago just to get the cyclocross season started. We know that he really wants to come back at this. We know that he's lacking that race stamina. Can last about 40 minutes at the moment. There are a few little changes to this course. Some of the twists and turns are the opposite way around compared to the World Championships. You no longer have the bridge across the road at all on this circuit. That's disappeared over the last couple of seasons, and definitely for the World Championships. As we see the first lap run off, and Wout van Aert has gone through there in a 7-minute and 8 lap, 26.05 kilometers an hour. Very fast indeed. Toon Aerts is next to him, 26.04 kilometers an hour, and 9.5 seconds back is Laurens Sweeck. So the top 10 riders: Van Aert, Aerts, Sweeck, Meeusen, Vermeersch, Pauwels, David van der Poel, Lars Boom, Mathieu van der Poel, Corne van Kessel. They are the top 10. Behind them are Clement Venturini, Jim Arnouts, Klaas Vanternoot, Dieter Sweeck. Lars van der Haar doesn't seem to be here now. Stephen Hyde for the United States of America fans is 24th right now. Marcel Wildhaber of Switzerland, 25th. Behind them, Lars van der Haar now down in 29th place at this moment after a great start. The two leaders then, the world champion at the front in the rainbow bands and the European champion wearing number 2. So number 1 and 2 in the programme. Mathieu van der Poel looks to not be having a great start to this race. Maybe he had Christmas dinner yesterday. Hello to everyone at Berlaymont Towers. Stephen Hyde, Laurent Leclerc is definitely there. He's riding all right at this moment in time. He's running 24th for the United States of America. Great crowd here, but Wout is certainly putting the pressure on everybody. He's opening up the gap. It's now 9 seconds back to the next group. Laurens Sweeck goes round the corner, 3rd in Vegas and 3rd in Iowa, then went a little bit quiet. He came back in Namur into 5th place. So I think we're looking at a strong showing here by Laurens Sweeck. Remember, this race will be somewhere over an hour. Wout, to me, at the beginning of today's race, when I was talking to him, he seemed extremely focused on trying to beat Mathieu van der Poel. He does not want this dominance to continue. Van der Poel, who's been winning at will 3 World Cups in a row, also winning the Super Prestiges as well, which is problematic for Wout van Aert. He wants his morale back and sky high. And with the performance that he's putting in so far, can he now turn the tables on Mathieu van der Poel and go into the new year with renewed vibrance and enthusiasm? Certainly so far, as we work our way through the trees, he is looking the more polished rider. Mathieu van der Poel looks to have the shoulders hunched in today. Johnny Vermeesch, followed by Tom Meeuwsen, followed by Lars Boom. Well, so far, Wout van Aert hasn't had any problems out on this course. Turnard's matching Wout van Aert very well indeed so far, as he takes to the top section. Lars Boom spinning along nicely. Laurens Sweeck round that corner. Mathieu van der Poel looks to be getting going now as he attacks down the bottom of the track. Wout seems to me like he's going to just try and open up as big an advantage as possible and hope that no one comes back at them. Lars Boom trying to match Mathieu van der Poel. Oh, look at them sliding around that bottom corner. Looks to me like Wout is getting rid of Tone very nicely now. Santiago Benitez thinks that we're going to see Mathieu take the win despite the performance of Wout so far. Well, let's see whether Wout can continue like this. He looks to be really concentrating today. No way, just tracking the bike round the turns. Last week he was making mistakes. This week he doesn't seem to be doing that. There goes Lars Boom. Mathieu's on a little bit of a move now. Looking good as Wout van Aert comes round the corner yet again. 8 laps of racing to go. And that time he's gone even quicker than the previous lap. So he opened up with a 7:08 and he comes through with a 7:06 this time. But he's opening the gap on the rest of the field. "12 seconds now, the advantage for Wout van Aert. Tonnard's second place, 12 seconds down. Laurens Sweeck at 19 seconds. So Wout van Aert's put everybody under a huge amount of pressure right now. No one seemingly able to close the gap on this young rider. Toon Aerts looks now to be under a little bit of pressure as Laurens Sweeck starts to close the gap on the rider in front of him. Wout van Aert, 22 years of age, as Mathieu van der Poel. Oops. Oh, he's changing shoes. There you go, look at this. That's going to cost him a huge amount of time, so he changes his right shoe. He's so composed, isn't he? He's not even worried about it. Changes his shoe, gets out of the pits with a clean bike, and now he's going to start to make the move. Clearly that's been causing him some problems early in the race. When was the last time you saw a shoe change in a cyclocross race? Top places then, let's run through them for you. Wout van Aert is the leader. Toon Aerts second place, 12 seconds down. Laurens Sweeck, Mathieu van der Poel at 29 seconds, Gianni Vermeersch at 32, Lars Boom at 33, Tom Meeuws at 33, Clement Venturini is in 8th place for France, 39 seconds down. Kevin Pauwels in 9th place, Michael van Turenhout 40 seconds down. Looks like Laurens Sweeck is going to close in now on Toon Aerts. Remember last year in this race where Van der Poel and Van Aert ended up tangled up. Feet were in the wheels and everything. Around this twists and turns, Laurens Sweeck moving up to his top position in a World Cup for a little while here. Moving into second place, but Wout certainly is moving quicker than anyone right now. Daylight, he's able to pick his line. His average speed of the last lap, 26.19 kilometers an hour. The first lap, 26.05. So he's going even faster. And now with the advantage he's got, we'll be able to see whether he can just hold it now and not make any mistakes. Other lap times, Wout van Aert has the fastest time, 7:06.1. There is a fastest lap prize now in cyclocross. Toon Aerts in second place, 7:08.5, 2.3 seconds down. Van der Poel, his fastest lap is a 7:14.2, 8 seconds slower than the time of Wout van Aert so far. Laurens Sweeck consistent, 9.5 seconds down at 7:15.7. Tom Meeuws, fifth fastest, 7:18.00. Meeuws has been fourth in the World Cups over the last few weeks. We want to see whether he can move up a little bit. He's currently tracking 6th place overall. Just to bring you up to date with some other places of the recent time check. Mathieu van der Poel now 13th. He's got to start to close the gap. Other places, Marcel Wildhaber of Switzerland is now 23rd. Stephen Hyde, United States of America, 29th this time. Lars van der Haar, 26th. He's 1:22 down, just nursing that recovery from injury nicely. Ian Field of Great Britain, 45th. Jeff Kabouche of Canada in 42nd place. Kenneth Hansen of Denmark in 39th place at this moment in time. Just to bring you up to date with some other nationalities and other riders. Do tweet in if you would like to. @AntMcCrossan is where you can join me on Twitter. James Taylor, you're right. Mathieu van der Poel has got to be the coolest bike rider in cyclocross. Cool, calm and collected. When he turns up, he's like a rock star. He signs all the autographs. Crosshairs, you're right. I was just remembering, I think I just mentioned about him putting his feet in the wheels of Wout van Aert in the Worlds. And this time he's changing shoes in the pits. Incredible moments. Downhill then, and Lars Boom is now into the wheels of the two riders in front of him. As they hit the steps yet again, really tiring this little section. Gianni Vermeersch leaping up those steps, 2 at a time. Martin, I think you're right. Lars did break a shoe in Valkenburg. I'd forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding me. Wout van Aert riding not mud tyres. He told me before the start, no need to ride mud tyres as far as he's concerned. So he wasn't going to change too much on the bike setup. Franco Fieldy, Ian Field is 45th at this moment in time as we see this young rider cross the line yet again, and he's got 6 laps of racing to go. 3rd lap. 7:09. He's done a 7:08, a 7:06, a 7:09 so far. Thanks for all the reminders about Lars and the shoe change. We've caught up on that one now. Laurent Sweet coming through now. He's going to be 27 seconds down by the looks of things. In fact, 29 seconds down at the end of that lap. And looking at the rest of the riders, little groups, 1s and 2s all over the place. Kevin Pauwels, Tom Meeuwsen, Lars Boom, Vermeersch. Behind them, Mathieu van der Poel is a long, long way down right now. 59 seconds down at the end of lap 3. Wout goes swooping around this 180. Toon Aerts has been unable to go with the acceleration of the world champion into the pits yet again, picks up another bike. As I mentioned in the women's race, some of the riders only changing bikes really because their feet are having problems getting into the pedals with the mud they're picking up on the steps and the sand and everything on those steps. Just making sure that they can clip back in again. We don't want any more shoe problems in this race. Wout van Aert wearing number 1, going back out on the course. The rider from Marlux who is up towards the front isn't Kevin Pauwels. It is, of course, Michael van Turenhout, who is 4th overall at this moment in time. 50 seconds down. Wout has got the measure of this course completely. He's just dominating this race. So far, no one able to get anywhere near him. So it's really about the 2nd and 3rd places right now. Van Turenhout being tracked by Lars Boom, who's looking really good. So that early season Spanish racing has done him some good to get him into some form for the World Cups. Clement Venturini is now starting to move up. Lars Boom, he loves cyclocross, but last season he just came straight back into it. And he was pretty shocked at how fast it was and his ability to stay up there near the front, having previously been one of the dominant riders in cyclocross. We're making lots of comparisons on Twitter between Wout van Aert and Mathieu van der Poel. Mathieu van der Poel is more the kind of boy band image, and Wout, nothing like that really. Mathieu is the one who gives you all the quotes and the discussion. He tells you everything. He's wonderful with the media. Wout more calm and collected in his thoughts. Lars Boom, Meeuwsen, Vermeersch. Mathieu looks to be a little bit more urgent now. Toon looks to be quite okay in second place. Michael van Turenhout finished so far in the previous rounds, third in Valkenburg, and he was second in Vegas. I was talking to the organiser of Cross Vegas earlier on today, who is here and watching the racing. Simon Burney also here. He'll be joining me for the World Championships when they come round. Can anyone start to close up on the performance of Wout van Aert so far? Because at this moment in time, he's going to give himself a big Christmas present. There is huge daylight between him and the rest of the field. No one is getting anywhere near him. And we've seen him go out and then get caught, but today it doesn't look like anybody is getting anywhere close to this world champion. Clement Venturini doing a good ride. He was 5th in Zeven. He's the rider who's in the Cofidis colours, the red and white. But this is a dominant display by the world champion. Look, he just has this one nailed. Onto the descent, plunges down, doesn't have to worry about anyone else. Ooh, but almost goes over the handlebars. This is the thing about Wout. He just makes a few little problems here or there for himself. And he'll have given himself a little bit of a scare as he went downhill then. Andrew Amos, thanks for your message. The chances of Lars Boom finishing on the podium, I think it's pretty strong. He's 5th so far. In front of him, he's 6 seconds behind Michael van Turenhout, 6 seconds behind Tunaerts. Laurens Sweeck a little bit further ahead, but there's a big chance for Lars Boom to be back on the podium again today. He can see 3rd place in front of him, but he's got Mathieu van der Poel, which is a good wheel to have. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there by, oops, Gianni Vermeersch slipping and sliding all over the place. Now he's got to think about how he gets back to the pits. Boom and van der Poel. So it was Gianni Vermeersch came to a standstill, just looking to see what happened. Oops. Maybe a snap chain, throws the bike away. No, he's broken the rear mech off the back of the bike. Look at that. There's a long, long way to walk back to the pits now for that rider. Race over. Just we know he was having the best performance that he's had since earlier on in the season when he finished 5th in Iowa. Wout van Aert goes across the line with 5 laps of racing to go. He's so far ahead of Laurens Sweeck. He's just put in a 7:11 lap, so only 2 seconds slower than the lap previously. And Laurens Sweeck comes through, and he's 39 seconds down on the leader of this race so far. Mathieu van der Poel is now moving into 4th place. Michael van Turenhout, Tunaerts, Mathieu van der Poel, Lars Boom. Lars Boom with that familiar style of his, hunting down van der Poel, staying with him on the tarmac, but van der Poel's lost more time. He's now 1:04 down on Wout van Aert. Lars Boom with him, 1:04 down. Let's run through some other places for you. Stephen Hyde, United States of America, running 24th right now. Ian Field running 45th for Great Britain. Kabush of Canada, 41st. Kenneth Hansen, 43rd for Denmark. Mark McConnell of Canada, 58th place this moment in time. And out of the race, Gianni Vermeersch. The top 10 then. Wout van Aert of Belgium, Laurens Sweeck of Belgium, Michael van Turen out, Toon Aerts, Mathieu van der Poel in 5th place, Lars Boom in 6th, Clement Venturini in 7th, Tim Merlier of Belgium in 8th, Corne van Kessel in 9th place, Jens Adams is in 10th, Kevin Powell's way down in 11th place. The World Cup so far, Wout van Aert the leader, Kevin Powell's 2nd, Laurens Sweeck in 3rd place. Justin Bowes, you're right, all is good with the cyclocross season when Lars Boom or Zdeněk Štýbar turn up. Štýbar's riding some cross as well. He's riding 2 cyclocrosses, and I guarantee if he likes what he sees as far as his form's concerned, he'll ride the World Championships. Still, Mathieu van der Poel is unable to go with the move of Wout van Aert. He can't even respond. Normally, you would expect to see him put in an attack and try and go across. Wout did say to me before the start that he was really motivated by today, thinking about this is where he won his first elite world title, knowing that he knows the course, that it's his big morale booster. Michael van Turen out, followed by Toon Aerts. Lars Boom still with them. Just the way he's going through these little twists and turns. He's just got more speed than anybody else right now. Van der Poel finally gets to the front of this little group of riders, so he's going to try now to put in some tempo. There is Laurens Sweeck coming out of the pits. Wout van Aert, perfect line round there. Van der Poel's decided he's really got to try and put in some turns if he can. And just looking to see where Lars Boom is, winner, of course, of a stage of the Tour de France and the Vuelta a España, as well as winning Eneco Tour and Tour of Britain. Fast downhill. He doesn't seem to have this one perfect, but it doesn't really matter. Mathieu accelerating a little while now into 3rd place, 55 seconds down on Wout van Aert. 2nd is Laurens Sweeck, here he is. Van der Poel has got a little bit of company in Michael van Turen out. But these 3 riders in this chase are having to urge each other on a little bit, see if they can get closer to this rider, Laurens Sweeck, who's still 39 seconds down on Wout van Aert. And then everyone else is stretched out behind them. Van der Poel then, fast downhill, kicks it round that corner. Van Turen out easily round there. Steve Chanel's fan club have moved a little bit across the track as Van der Poel hits the steps again. It's a display of pure technical ability, isn't it? The speed he's going around this course, nearly 27 kilometers an hour. And Wout van Aert has the fastest lap times, no shadow of a doubt. Coming around to complete lap number 5, and we'll see what his lap time is this time. He hasn't really faltered on any lap so far. Goes through 7:20, so he's 9 seconds slower that time. 25 kilometers an hour. Oh, Mathieu van der Poel bouncing his way through those ruts, seeing if he can accelerate. I'll be interested to see what his lap time is this time, see whether he is starting to accelerate hard to come back to Wout van Aert if he can. Laurens Sweeck, second place, but the clock is telling us a big story, isn't it? Look at that, it's almost 40 seconds. Already Wout van Aert is in the pits. Laurens Sweeck goes through 44 seconds down. Mathieu van der Poel stretches his back. He was 1:04 last time. We'll see what he is this time when he crosses the line. Laurens Sweeck 44 seconds down on the time of Wout van Aert. The trio cross the line this time, and it's 1:03. They've only made up 1 second despite the chasing. We just got a glimpse of Lars Boom there, Tour de France stage winner, of course. Group of a number of riders, 4 riders going through the picture. There is David van der Poel, wearing number 21, rides for the BO Bank Corendon team. Same team as his brother there, who's on the front of this trio. Well, you just have to sit back and admire the performance of the world champion today. A few of you asking where the Germans are right now. Let's just update you. Where is the first German rider? First German rider is Sascha Weber, 17th place at this moment in time, 2:02 down. Philip Valsleben, 19th place, 2:19 down. And Marcel Miesen, 23rd place. Stephen Hyde now has moved up into 22nd place for the United States of America. Rebecca, I'm not going to jinx Wout van Aert. I wouldn't do that to him today. I've admired the way he's been riding. Last week, he so deserved to win. Just so many mistakes along the way. And Mathieu got it perfect the entire race. Today he's had that shoe change, which is not what we say too often in cyclocross. But that cost him a few seconds, but he just didn't have a good start either. Doesn't seem to have the same fight in him today that we've seen over the last few weeks, but I guess that's because he's so far down. He's 58 seconds behind the world champion. Maybe he's just resigned to the fact that this rider is looking absolutely supreme today. strange on this course. You normally get a group of riders together, whereas today it's a one-by-one procession of riders around Zolder. It's so unusual. That's the little tussle for third place we just saw. And Wout now decides to take his glasses off for the first time. Obviously has got a little bit covered in mud. There is Lars Boom. 40 minutes of racing have gone by. We know that he's good for around about 40 minutes right now, and then starts to feel the pace a little bit. Clement Venturini is the rider in front in red and white. Coming up at the back of that group of riders is Corne van Kessel. On to the drop-off for Wout van Aert. Left foot right out of the pedals. There is Mathieu. Tonards. Tim Johnson. Are there more fans behind Mathieu or Wout as they pass the finish line? I will let you know next lap. I think they're about equal around here. Generally, there'll be a lot more for Wout because we're in Belgium, but Mathieu has a big fan club here. He always has got loads of fans by the side. I'm just looking out to see how many Belgian fans and how many Dutch are in the finishing area. Straw poll would suggest more Belgians than there are Dutch right in the finishing straight. Thank you, Tim, for messaging us in, by the way. Great to hear from you. The top 10 places, let's just run through them as Wout van Aert comes round to complete another lap of racing. Van Aert, Sweek, Van der Poel, Tonards, Michael Van Turen out, Kevin Powers, Tom Meeuwsen, Lars Boom, Venturini and Jens Adams. Waiting now for Van Aert to come past. God, he comes past the commentary box absolutely flat out. A 7:15 lap that time. So he's not really letting up. He's gone 5 seconds faster than the lap before. One of you messaged me and thought that he might have had a little bit of a fall, but we didn't see it on camera. But we'll just check his clothing. Maybe that's why he took the shades off. I don't know if Wout has crashed. I think he's just taken the shades off. There's an awful lot of mud flying around out here. It was pouring rain this morning. As Laurent Sweet comes through, 2 Belgians, first and second. That's going to be making the Belgian fans happy. 50 seconds down now. So opening up the advantage all the time is Wout van Aert. Here is Mathieu van der Poel. And we'll see where he is. He's starting to look good, but he's not closing the gap. Still 104. It's exactly the same as it was 3 laps ago. Kevin Powers, 5th place. Michael Van Turen out, 6th. Tom Meeuwsen, 7th. Lars Boom's going to race through in 8th place, I think. Just to run through for you then the American riders who took to the start line, because some of you have been asking me about that since the actual start of the race. Only one USA rider in here, Stephen Hyde, who rode so well just before in Namur. And here are the second and third place riders. So we've got Laurens Sweeck, Mathieu van der Poel, Toon Aerts, Kevin Pauwels, Van Turenhout, Musen, Lars Boom now in 8th place, Jens Adams, Clement Venturini. It's a cosmopolitan mix of riders in that top 10. Michael Boris of the Czech Republic riding well today in 13th place. Stephen Hyde of the United States of America in 22nd. Wildhaber of Switzerland is in 23rd place today. Ian Field of Great Britain down in 47th. Jeff Kabouche in 39th for Canada. Great performance by him today. Lars van der in 38th right now. Not too many laps of this race left to go. And Wout van Aert with the shiny shoes under the mud just has this course absolutely tracked. Those of you who just joined us, we've removed the old scaffolding bridges across the top now. We've got the new steps, which were here for the Worlds. There's a few twists and turns that go the other way around to the World Championships. But we use the full length of the start straight here in this 50-year-old motor race circuit to bring you this Zolder World Cup. It is a significant week, as Boulder Cycle Sport tell us. We've got lots of cyclocrosses during this week of racing. Degen was a couple of nights ago, held in the dark. Boxing Day here on the Monday is the always traditional Boxing Day cross, which we've got so used to, and there are other races before the new year as well. Ben Lechty would like, you think Lars Boom asked Santa for a great race today? I think he did. He's going well so far, Lars Boom. This is going to be his best position, 8th place. Lars just did a 1:39 lap, so I think he's had a mechanical or a problem compared to his previous laps, because he was lapping around about 1:13. Oh, sorry, 1:13 down and 1:39. So he's done not a 7:39. Let's just double check his fastest lap time. Yeah, he's gone a bit slower that last lap for sure, so I wonder whether he has had a mechanical problem. Fastest laps for the riders though, Wout van Aert a 7:06, Toon Aerts a 7:08, Mathieu van der Poel a 7:14 is his fastest lap, Kevin Pauwels 7:15, Musen a 7:15, Laurens Sweeck a 7:15. So there's no doubt that this man we're looking at here is just head and shoulders above everybody in this race. He's lapping 9 seconds faster than the fastest lap of most of the field. Eric Garland asking where Jeremy Powers is. Maybe Jeremy will let us know where he is. We haven't seen him all season. He kind of did say that he wouldn't be riding these crosses again, so we'll just ask Jeremy how he is. And Christian Hula, you're absolutely right, pointing out, thanks for joining us, Christian, by the way, that Kevin Pauwels yet again is moving into the mix for 3rd place. And he is, he's here. You'll just notice him at the back of the group. He's in that turquoise jersey. His teammate Michael Van Turenhout is there on the wheel of Toon Aerts, but he has moved his way into the possibility of finishing 3rd. Up onto the steps yet again, as Wout van Aert races across the line yet again. And Wout is just about to come past me with 2 laps of racing to go. And he is absolutely cruising. 7:13, goes even faster, 2 seconds faster than his previous lap, 26 kilometers an hour, 2 laps to go. He's been Mr. Consistent. He opened up with a 7:08, a 7:06 on the second lap where Van der Poel had to change his shoe. Then a 7:09, a 7:11, a 7:20 was a slow lap, then a 15, then a 13. So he has really been so consistent and fast today, and he's consistently quicker than everybody on this course. The traffic behind, though, is going for 3rd place. Laurens Sweeck races across the line then in 2nd place. Here he is. Sweeck, 56 seconds back. So Wout van Aert takes another 6 seconds out of Laurens Sweeck. And Mathieu van der Poel sitting on the back of the group, looking easy, not prepared to do any work. And everyone else, as Van der Poel adjusts his shoes yet again, realises that this race has disappeared up the road. They're going to come across the line this time, way over 1.5 minutes down on the world champion. 1 minute, 34 seconds down with 2 laps to go. I love the way Geoff Watson is watching this race right now. Thank you to all of you who have been... oops, who is that? It's by the side of the track. I thought it was Laurens Sweeck for a minute, but it isn't, thankfully. Well, thanks to all of you for joining us for our live coverage today here in Zolder, the 6th round of the World Cup. The World Cup so far won by Van Aert in Vegas, Van Aert in Iowa. Then it's been dominated since by Mathieu van der Poel, who won in Valkenburg, in Zeven and Namur. And now Van Aert is going to turn the tables by the looks of things. Just a week ago, we were thinking that Van der Poel was unbeatable. Just looked like he had everything under control. A week later, we're in a totally different scenario. Laurens Sweeck down to the descent now. So it's Lars Boom. Alongside Lars Boom, corner Van Kessel going to the, try and go to the front there. Wout van Aert looks like he's ridden this course so many times. Just tracking every single little turn, absolute precision as he makes his way through the bends. Well, Michael van Turen out is stretching the little group going for 3rd place. But Wout in front of a home crowd is putting on a defiant display, and he's going to give the rest of the riders something to think about going into January. This is a big, big moment for him. As he said to me earlier, the difference is marginal between me and Mathieu. If you get it right, then I can win. And today's morale is right where it needs to be. Everything is focused, everything is working. And he is technically supreme as far as cyclocross racing is concerned. Round the next turn then. Tom Meeuwsen looking for a podium position if he can. Kevin Powell's still there. World Cup so far, Van Aert 370, Powell's 294, Sweeck 279. 80 points for the win, 70 for second, 65 for third. And if Wout van Aert wins this, to me, he is heading to win the World Cup yet again. Be a lot of people pleased to see Lawrence Sweek on the podium again if he can. He was third in Vegas, third in Iowa. Since then, he's been chasing some form, but he finally looks like he is coming good yet again. Michael Van Turen out, 5th in this World Cup, 256 points. Wout kind of looks under that helmet, doesn't he? Just keeps a real poker face. Doesn't give much away. Lawrence Sweek, the same look on his face all the time. Always looks pained as an expression. And then this group of 5 riders trying to work out who's going to take the minor places. Alex Martins, thanks very much for your message. Right now then, the top 10 riders. Van Aert, Sweek, Meeuwsen, Van Turenhout, Van der Poel, Pauwels, Aerts, Boom, Van Kessel and Boros now has moved into the top 10. Impressive from him. Other countries, Stephen Hyde now up into 21st, going for his top 20 yet again. First British rider, 47th, Ian Field. Jeff Caboose of Canada, 43rd. That's the positions we have so far. As they go around the twists and turns. A few of you have said that Wout has crashed because of his muddy forearm, but we didn't see it on camera, so maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. We'll ask him afterwards. Comes through then, Wout van Aert. 1 lap of racing to go. He goes through then, 7:15 for that lap. So 2 seconds slower than the previous lap, but same as lap number 6. Oh, Toon Aerts struggling that bike over the hill. Here he goes then. Bit of a lap of honour. And Lawrence Sweek coming round the corner. Incredibly, he's going to be, what, a minute down on Wout van Aert. One lap to go. 1 minute and 7 seconds down on this rider. 22 years of age from Belgium, who's putting in a supreme performance today. Remember that him and Mathieu van der Poel decided not to be under 23 riders, to be elite riders, so that they could compete in the World Championships. And this is the group going for 3rd place, who are just basically locking each other out of it. Here they go then, across the line, and they are nearly 2 minutes down on the world champion, 1:56 down. Van Aert then, working his way through the trees. Corner Van Kessel crosses the line. James Garrett, I think you're right, this is would be Wout van Aert's only his second Elite World Cup victory in Europe. The only other World Cup he's won in Europe was, what, 2 years ago when he won Coxsider. Aside from that, he's won Vegas and he's won Iowa, but he's not won any other European World Cup crosses. It's stunning. Paul Stewart, I think you're right that the mud on the forearm of Wout van Aert is where he shoulders the bike. I don't think he's crashed today, because if you look at his legs, he's got no signs of a major crash. I think it's just where he puts the bike on the shoulder and all the mud. But well, he might have crashed. Adam Meyerson thinks he has. It's good to think about those things, but he's been so confident today. The places then. Wout van Aert leads, Laurens Sweeck second, Kevin Powell's led across the line, 1:56 down. Wout now just needs to concentrate. Mathieu van der Poel, Tom Meus and Toon Aerts. Michael Van Toornhout, Jens Adams, Tim Merlier and Corne van Kessel are the top 10. Lars Boom is in 11th, David van der Poel is in 12th, Clement Venturini is in 13th place. And Stephen Hyde now in 19th for American fans. For Swiss fans, Marcel Wildhaber is in 22nd place. But just look at the way, he's just sprinting out of the corners. He's got the Griffo tyres on. He's left the entire field totally in his wake. He's decided to go out and give nobody else any chance of winning today. We're all discussing on Twitter how he's got mud all over his arms and his legs. Well, I don't think he's crashed. He looks great today, Wout van Aert. Last week he made so many mistakes. When I was talking to him before the start, he's like, I just made mistakes all day, but I firmly believe I can win. The margin between me and Mathieu van der Poel is not big. It's amazing what a course can do for morale as well. When you know a year ago you were the best rider in the world, which is why you're wearing the rainbow bands on this precise, or pretty much this precise course. A few little changes, a few of the switchbacks in different directions, but apart from that, pretty much the same. Then your morale is absolutely where it needs to be. And so much of cyclocross is the mental aspect of it, knowing that you are the best, technically knowing you're good. Rick, we think that Wout van Aert's shin is from rubbing those inflatables when he's going by. But let's surmise. That's what this sport's all about. It's so fantastic to watch. It's thrilling, it's fast, it's furious, it's muddy, it's gritty. It always produces a great race. Today's been a little bit of one of those procession races, but you just have to admire today the class of the world champion, who does look extremely good. What does this tell us about the rest of the season, though? We're going to go to Italy for the next round of the World Cup. Then we go to Ugaida. That will conclude it. And then, of course, we have the World Championships, which we're all ready for. But who can hold form for that amount of time? The form goes up and down. Laurens Sweeck concentrating, going for his second place in the World Cup here. He's third overall in the World Cup itself. He will be heading towards second overall as Mathieu van der Poel kicks it on. Thank you to Jeremy Powers, who's let us know how he is. He's well and he's alive and ready for the national champs and worlds, and we're great to hear from him. Mathieu van der Poel comes round that corner. Meanwhile, Wout van Aert, all smiles, the world champion here in Zolder, makes this course his. He sits up, he shows us the rainbow bands and says, that's why I'm the world champion. What a win. Boxing Day, Zolder, a Belgian wins in front of the crowd who go completely wild. A thrilling win for Wout van Aert. That's put his morale back where it needed to be. So second place then, a little bit of silence out on the course here. There's another Belgian rider, Laurens Sweet, comes down the drop-off to come round to the final turn. This is going to be his best position in the World Cups. Second place for Laurens Sweet. Oh, Mathieu van der Poel has a problem. What's happened here? And Mathieu walking up the climb, not even racing up it. Laurens Sweet, second place. He's very happy with that here in this World Cup in Zolder. That's his best position. Laurens Sweet, second. Belgium 1-2. Now we're looking for the third place. It's going to be a sprint between Toon Aerts and Kevin Pauwels. Toon Aerts is looking for this third place. This is how much it means. The European champion's going for it. Kevin Pauwels is going to challenge him on the other side. Who is going to take it? It's going to be very, very close on the line between the two of them. It's a big drag race. And Kevin Pauwels just takes the third place. Toon Aerts wanted the podium. He takes fourth. Tom Heusden is going to be in fifth place. So consistent. Fourth, 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 fifth. And Heusden fifth again today. Behind him will be Michael van Turenhout in sixth. And then it will be Merlier and Adams, 7th and 8th. Behind them, Corne van Kessel will be in 9th. David van der Poel is going to beat his brother. That's for the first time in a while. Corne van Kessel in 9th. David van der Poel, 10th. Lars Boom is going to be in 11th place. 12th will be Clement Venturini. 13th place, or maybe 14th. 13th is going to be Michael Boros. And Mathieu van der Poel is going to be 14th today. Just not his day. Well, that stops the run of huge victories. He's been unbeaten for weeks. Wout van Aert, though, the world champion, supreme today. He had no one to tussle with except the course. He looks back and says, where is everyone? Number one today, Wout van Aert. And here is Mathieu van der Poel.
Mathieu van der Poel, wat gebeurde er in die slotronde?
Ja, ik reed nog lekker, dus dan had het weinig zin om nog moeite te doen.
En je had nog uitzicht op de derde plaats.
Ja, ik denk dat die redelijk goed geconsolideerd was totdat ik lekker reed. En ja, dat was nog zo'n lastig en technisch stuk dat ja, geen nut had om dat nog te proberen.
Niet je dagje, hè? Je zat ook al te sukkelen met je schoen in de beginfase.
Ja, ik was goed weg en dan word ik eigenlijk gewoon aan de kant gereden. En daar kon ik eigenlijk niet echt meer lachen. En dan in dat gedrum reed ik mijn schoen nog kapot. Dan moest ik wisselen van schoenen en toen wist ik dat ik voor het podium moest proberen te gaan. Dan reed ik nog lekker op het einde. Dus.
Weggereden zeg je, een collega is dan de oorzaak. Wil je namen noemen of heeft dat geen zin?
Nee, ik ga geen namen noemen, maar ik weet wie dat gedaan heeft en ik ga dat zeker onthouden.
Wat wil je daarmee zeggen?
Niks.
De ontgoocheling is al aanwezig, wat ik kan begrijpen. Want ja, dit is een wedstrijd die iedereen wil winnen.
Ja, natuurlijk, een wereldbeker is belangrijk. En zeker om door pech achteruit geslagen te worden is iets waar ik het moeilijker mee heb dan op waarde geklopt te worden.
Anderzijds zei Rijn Groenendaal langs de kant van het parcours, hij geeft me een iets mindere indruk vandaag.
Ja, dat was ook zo. Ik was niet 100%, ik heb het ook al aangegeven. Maar als je van voor gaat meedoen voor te winnen, is dat ook nog iets anders dan dat je gelijk van in het begin op achtervolgen wordt aangewezen.
Revanche in Loenhout?
Wow, revanche is veel gezegd. Het is weer een paar dagen rust en dan is het weer volop cross, dus nieuwe kansen.
Hartelijk dank.
Matthew then making his way to the finish. I think a front wheel puncture, but just not good today. And when you're totally out of the places, why ride on to try and hurt the legs anymore, I guess. Well, here's the highlights then of today's race. He didn't hang back, did he? He went out and he took the race to everyone else right from the start. Wout van Aert, the minute they went round that 180-degree turn at the bottom of the course, he was already trying to attack everybody and take the race away. And at this point, that was the last time anyone saw him. Mathieu was still looking aggressive, but he had a shoe change. Just one of those days. Last week it was Van Aert who had all the problems. This week it was Van der Poel who had the problems. Lars Boom was involved in some of the action today. The Marlux team with Van Turenhout and Kevin Powell's always up there trying to come back to the front of the race. Great to see Laurens Sweeck involved in the action though. Wout rode most of the race with his sunglasses on. The sun was shining on him, no one else today. Mathieu van der Poel just could not do anything about the acceleration of the world champion and last year's World Cup winner, who is still dominating the World Cup and will maintain his position at the top of the leaderboard. He'll extend his advantage, who he already had 76 points of a lead today. But now he's going to have well over one race of a lead. You get 80 points for the win. Van der Poel tried to get some acceleration into the second group, but the world champion had time to send out the search party for second place. And a great sprint between Toon Aerts and Kevin Powell for the podium, but it was Powell who just got the verdict. Still Mr. Consistent. Third in Namur, third in Zeven.
Wout van Aert die had
Second in
zeeën van
Iowa.
tijd om
Here's
achterom te
Van Aert.
kijken, maar je zag niemand. En er was ook een gebaar, geloof ik.
Oké. Nu kan hij eens vanaf. Het deugd om nog een keer te winnen en hij mocht wel wat show bij. Zwaar, hè?
Dus het was opzettelijk.
Ja, ja. Eerst show verkopen en dan zeggen dat het per ongeluk was, dat doe ik niet.
Na een kwartier lag de wedstrijd eigenlijk al in een beslissende plooi. Hè? Moest het zo snel?
Ja, moeten. Ik denk dat we vandaag... dat mijn tactiek, als ik die zo plan, dat dat vaak ook mijn beste manier van koersen is. En, de vorige weken word ik er elke keer in de laatste ronde geklopt. Dus dat wou ik vandaag eigenlijk niet laten gebeuren. En ik wou eerder mijn kaarten op tafel smijten. Maar natuurlijk was het niet de bedoeling om zo snel alleen te komen. En, ik zag in de start wel dat Mathieu niet goed weg was. En dat was dan wel het signaal om zeker hem het al moeilijk te maken om terug te komen. En dan heb ik eigenlijk heel de koers alleen op kop gereden.
Een tijdrit van een goed uur.
Ja, enorm lastig. Het is ook een van de eerste keren dit jaar dat we echt eens een lange strook op de weg hebben. En dat valt toch tegen. Maar ik doe dat wel graag, zo'n lang stuk waar je echt tempo kunt maken. En voor mij mag dat er zeker bij zijn.
Op deze manier heb je natuurlijk een heel mooie verhouding met Zolder. De regenboog hier veroverd, nu de wereldbeker winnen in dat truitje.
Ja, het is echt raar, want Zolder was totaal mijn favoriet parcours niet, tot ik hier wereldkampioen word. En nu lukt het voor de tweede keer in hetzelfde jaar om hier te winnen. Dus wat dat dan met een mens kan doen, is blijkbaar iets speciaals.
Let's continue in English. Terrific victory, Wout van Aert. Was it as easy as it looked?
For sure it's not easy, but I was in a big advantage already half of the race. So then it's become more easy to set my own pace and just hold on and take it easy in the difficult sections. So of course it's more nice to win in this kind of race with a long solo effort than in a very difficult final.
Was your early attack inspired by the problems Mathieu van der Poel had in the start?
I didn't saw what the problem was with Mathieu, but I definitely saw the bad starts, and of course it was a signal for me to give already a good attack in the beginning, so it would be not easy for him to come back. But afterwards, I was very fast alone in the lead, and then it was just giving everything without looking back.
Congratulations, hartelijk dank.
Thank you.
Well, Wout van Aert taking advantage of Mathieu van der Poel's misfortune in the start, even if he didn't realise how much of an advantage it was going to give him. He rode on his own track today, no one else in front of him for the entire race. A contrast to last week where he had so many problems and yet still found himself back at the front of the race so many times. He's a class act, there's no doubt about it. The Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup, this is how the standings look now. Wout van Aert has one race of an advantage over Kevin Pauwels. 450 to 359, Sweek in third place. And the rider who now is not really moving up anymore is Mathieu van der Poel down in seventh place. So the top three remain pretty much the same. And I don't know if that will change too much before the end of the season. Well, his fan club is huge around here. Wout van Aert, very popular as a winner today. Getting ready for the podium presentation. It's like one rider missing from that tent right now, and that is Mathieu van der Poel. But the two Belgians are happy after today's performance. So we're going to move to Italy for the next round of the World Cup, then Hoogerheide. Don't forget you can get all the information on uci.ch is the website where you can visit and find all the information on the Telenet World Cup cyclocross events. We have links through there to all the different races if you ever want to come to any. And don't forget the World Championships, which will be coming up in the new year. That's definitely a place to go and watch bike racing. The atmosphere is out of this world. It's absolutely incredible to go to. So we're getting ready now for the podium presentation. Kevin Pauwels now is there. I said Mathieu earlier, didn't I? Kevin Pauwels is there. That's who we were waiting for. I wondered where he had disappeared to. He's ready for his presentation, being so consistent this season so far. This guy gets a massive reception on the podium every single time.
Ladies and gentlemen, in third place from Belgium, we are now start for Kevin Pauwels.
Kevin Pauwels makes it an all-Belgian podium. They love him here.
Kevin Pauwels will be presented by Louis. En de kussen voor Kevin Pauwels van Louis. En dan ook de trofee uit handen van Sven Frigila. The trophy for Kevin Pauwels is presented by Sven Frigila. Dames en heren, geëindigd op de tweede plaats. Opnieuw voor België. Ladies and gentlemen, in second place from Belgium.
Second place then. Laurens Wake is now on the podium in second place. He hasn't been there since Iowa, the second round. Trophy also for Laurens Wake, presented by Jacques Heijnen. En dan, dames en heren, draag uw aandacht voor de man die eerder al de wereldtitel pakte hier in Heusden-Zolder. En nu ook deze marge van de Telenet World Cup. And today's winner, here he comes, the world champion, takes the win in Zolder today. Wout van Aert, the world champion, takes the 6th round of the World Cup. Natuurlijk uit handen van de burgemeester van Heusden-Zolder. Trophy is presented by the Major of Heusden-Zolder, de heer Mario Bormans. Uit handen van Hugo Leroy komen er dan nog Jan-Mantjes aan met heel wat lekkere streekproducten voor Wout van Aert, voor Laurens Wake en voor Kevin Pauwels. And with all the awards presented, in a moment we'll bring you the national anthem of Belgium. En dan gaan we verder met de huldiging voor de man die aan de leiding staat in het wereldbekerklassement. There's our podium. Van Aert, Sweek and Pauwels make up the top 3. Dames en heren, laat u nog eens horen voor Wout van Aert. And Wout van Aert presented with the leader of the World Cup jersey. Lid van het UCI Managementcomité en natuurlijk voorzitter van de Belgische Wielerfederatie. The leader jersey for Wout van Aert is presented by Tom van Damme, member of the UCI Management Committee and the president of the Belgian Federation. Zo, dames en heren, en mag ik dan nu graag uw aandacht voor het Belgische... So the national anthem will get played. Of our winner Wout van Aert, we play the national anthem of Belgium. Well, Van Aert wins in Zolder. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back after the new year with the next round of the World Cup in Italy. We'll leave you with the sights and sounds from a great day here in Zolder. Goodbye for now.
Dan moeten we nog even een stapje voorwaarts zetten voor de foto's. Zodat de mensen van de pers, de fotografen, hun werk kunnen doen. En de mensen van de televisie natuurlijk. Zodat u ook alles in de huiskamer straks nog in de journaalse kan terugkijken. Want we hebben een prachtig podium. Uiteraard. En u hoeft ook niet te gaan lopen, dames en heren, want er komen nog wat prijzen aan zo dadelijk. We hebben nog één huldiging te gaan. En dat is in het kader van de snelste ronde. Hij heeft vandaag alles genomen op. Pakte dus de snelste. Het algemene klassement. En heeft op de snelste ronde laten opgeven. Laten we nog één keer horen.